What's going on, social media family? Once again, coming back at you, the Keep in Mind show.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and this is Cool Mover.
And I go by A-Town Ashton.
And the topic we're going to shoot at you today, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you at, is them terrible kids.
Yeah.
Bad kids. Badass kids.
Control your kids.
Control your kids.
Baby kids, man.
Yeah. And what them bad kids do to a relationship.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get on the kids that are bad in general when perhaps a person is entering into a relationship with somebody and those kids are not theirs, and the woman or the man can't really get the kids under control because of what you think about it.
And the kids gonna run that man away.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna want to
or
sit
that woman.
there. Or that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't gonna want to sit there and, put up with uncontrollable kids. Then, as a man that's dating a woman that has kids, he can't discipline them the way that he would discipline his own kid.
Yeah.
So that's gonna cause an issue right there, especially if they saying things like, "You ain't my daddy," or "I want to go with my daddy. I don't like you." Like, you gotta learn how to control their mouth.
Yeah. And then, some instances when a woman, especially a woman, just came out of a relationship, and even sometimes when they take a little time, the kids are still attached to the whoever was she was in a relationship before, whether it was the real father or somebody else. But, a lot of times, I see on social media, like, of course, we all know people love their kids. You should love your kids. But you can't let your kids kind of dictate your relationship. And I've even heard women say to a certain extent, if they kids don't like the person, and then, which is, in some cases, that is a good kind of way to go about doing it. You know what I'm saying? Judging how your kids interact with a person. But sometimes when the kids are still attached to the father or the person before,
the kids might not even like nobody that you
they ain't gonna like nobody.
Yeah.
And then if your kid, and then sometimes it ain't even about the kid not like somebody. Some kids just straight up bad. They awful.
Untamed gorillas.
Yeah, I done been with a chick and her son hit me in the head with a Hot Wheel car. He like 3 years old. I'm like, what the? I mean, it felt like somebody hit me in the head with a bat. Like, so, a lot of y'all got some kids that's kind of on some other stuff, and then y'all acting like these kids ain't on the stuff they own because they're your kid. Because everybody know, like, your kid go out there and commit a murder, and they got them on videotape. You be the one saying, "Oh, that ain't him. That ain't my child."
He would never do that.
Yeah, and that's what you supposed to do to your kid. But now, y'all know you got badass kids, and they running the man away, or you a dude, and your kids stay with you, especially like a daughter, because your daughter bump heads with the girlfriend, because women can be really standoffish. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course with little boys, little boys adore their mothers, and they looking at it like, you trying to move in on this, no. And then in other cases, with not so much as bad kids, more so as when the kids are older kids that are kind of like, around preteen, teenage, not listening. Not more so. The little kids are more bad, but the older kids are kind of like, I ain't studying that dude, man. I ain't listening. I ain't even trying to hear nothing of that. Because, they up in age. But like I said, like, to y'all women out there that deep down know that your kids are having a negative influence on
relationship.
Yeah, you gotta tighten up.
I mean, you gotta put a kid in a kid's place. Can't let them dictate your future. You can't let them mess up your future in a relationship. You just gotta know when to sit that kid down, pull him to the side, like, "Hey, look, this is not what we're finna do. This is my life. You my kid. You gotta know your position."
Exactly, and that plays into what a lot of that goes on. I see on social media too, with a lot of women be like, they almost treating their son like
Yes, they do.
that's they do. No, that's your son. Your son is not your boyfriend. He's not your husband. He's not your boyfriend. None of that. Significant other. He is your son.
Let your child stay in the child's
Child got to
place.
stay in child place. This is not your man. That's a lot of the problem out here nowadays too. Like the kids, and on one side they want to be kind of more older than what they is, and then on the other side, when it benefits them, they want to be a kid. Like when it come time to do stuff and do this and pay for stuff, like, nah, I'm just a kid.
Yeah, so you got to stay a kid.
Yeah, so you got to put some of these kids in kid place.
And even when they become like teenagers, man, you got to let that kid know who's boss.
Yeah.
You don't run nothing. You're a teenager, you're getting older, and we can understand that some boys, they not going to want their mama with a new dude at certain ages. You might as well just wait till that kid get out of the house, or learn how to discipline your kid and control their mouth.
Yeah. And then I'm one that whenever I've been in a relationship with a woman that got bad kids, I'm not the one to be putting my hand on some of the kids. But some of these kids, they'll shoot some game on you too. They'll shoot some lies. Like if they don't like you, they go back and tell the dad or the mama some old extra stuff. Oh, man, he doing this and try to put me in. Then they have the dad about to come over there. He about to get his ass whooped because the son or the daughter done lied. Oh man, he doing this and doing that. Now the father all riled up because of the little bad kid.
Now this man don't even want to put up with you no more because you straight drama.
Yeah, so then a lot of these kids get the dramatic stuff. They dramatic because they got dramatic parents. Or at least one of the parent dramatics, the one that's the guardian. Like, you got a bad-ass child that's dramatic because you dramatic.
Exactly.
And you don't even want to look in the mirror and take a look at yourself, wondering why. Because you may be starting to change as you get older, but you wonder why your child ain't changing yet, because they got to go through the same phases you went through because you was just dramatic when you was younger. So
exactly. So you got to watch how you show that anger in front of kids.
Yeah, always carrying on. These kids influenced by that. But to the mothers and fathers that doing their job and ain't, acting all silly and your kids still bad, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They get some counseling, or you gotta start getting a little bit more sterner with your punishment and stop letting them slide.
Stricken up that discipline.
Yeah.
Taking my iPads, phones, tablets.
Because if you letting them slide, they gonna continue to be bad, and they gonna keep affecting potential relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we just want to speak on that briefly, about these women, and for the women that dating the dudes that got the standoffish kids that always hating on them, kind of speak on
your daughter.
Yeah, get your kids under control.
Put them in check.
Put them in check. Stop being afraid to put somebody in check that you brought onto the planet. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't let your kids run off. What's meant for you. Your
kids running your household. Come on now. Let it make some sense. But anyway, we're going to get up out of here. As normal, wish everybody peace and prosperity, good health and wellness. This is the Keep in Mind Show. I'm Cool Mover.
A-Town National.
And we out.